Oh boy, back in those days it was either, I looked at several schools, but the last school I looked at was Minnesota, and Herbie had when Herbie recruited, and it was so different back then, he had a recruiting weekend, so all the players would come in at the same time with all the parents, and I knew all the guys on the team. I'd either played with a handful of the guys or I'd played against a handful of the guys in high school. And once I went through that weekend, there was no other place I wanted to go. It was the program. Well, we were on the Olympic team and we were playing, I think it might have been in Calgary, against the Canadian Olympic team. And there was a kid on there who played for North Dakota. He was a pain back then at North Dakota, and he was a bigger pain on the Canadian Olympic team. And he's just a cheap shot, just a little dirty little, I don't know if I can, dirty little, excuse my French, but, and I'd skated by him, and all of a sudden I felt something hit the back of my head, and it was his stick, and he had two-handed me in the back of the head. And he skated by me, and I said, that's it, I'm done. So I jumped him, and I'll tell you, the most tiring thing is fighting on skates. There's nothing more tiring than that. So when you see these guys fight, it's really, you run out of gas quickly. But that was one of the fights I got. I got another fight, a couple fights in New York when I was playing for the Rangers, and I was playing with Pav, and when Pav got jumped from behind, so I went in as the third man, got kicked out. But I wasn't known as a fighter. The key was when their fight occurred, you made sure you matched up with a guy you knew wasn't going to throw the gloves off. Well, a lot of us knew each other. It was interesting because you also played with certain guys at the sports festival or the tryout, so you got to know guys there. I mean, I played with Johnny Harrington, and so you got to know them a little bit, but there was definitely a regional flair that existed right from the get-go, and you just kind of, from my vantage point, you walk with caution. You don't go, I didn't go barreling in like I owned the joint. You just made sure, you're just very respectful of one another and cautious. Salt Lake City, lighting the torch for the 2002 Winter Games. Hands down, that was really cool. And all that it entailed, because they tried to keep it quiet, and we knew that there was a chance we were going to do it. We didn't know about it until we got there, but we assumed, we were thinking it might be Eric Heiden, because he won 5 gold medals. But that whole weekend where we were there, and we stayed up at Snowbird. And some of us got to ski, which was great. But lighting the torch was hands down the best. Well, candidly, they enjoyed the campers, so to speak. They enjoyed the process of getting to know them and I guess you could say competing and participating in that tournament, whether it be as a coach, or I read something recently where Harrington was bitching about his general manager, who was Bratz. And I would have fired Bratz too. I think it's up to it's up to us to engage ourselves in the process, and with that, they had more fun, and it just raised the bar for the campers or the participants themselves. And though I was unable to make it last year because of what I heard about it, I'm planning on attending this year because we don't get together very often, so it's fun when we do. And something like that allows us to kind of let our hair down a little bit, or so I'm looking forward to it.